Hi everybody, I'm Steve McDonald. I'm one of the editors at Investors Daily Edge, and this is your weekend wrap-up. In focus today, one day does not a rally make. Gold investments that are smoking the better-known ones. A Dell insider sells a big chunk of stock. Banks are a buy, at least some of them anyway. Back-to-school shopping is nothing to write home about, and of course, our favorite, the Slap in the Face Award. And it's a beaut today, let me tell you. All right, 250 points on Wednesday, but don't kid yourself, folks. This is a trader's market. The vast majority of the volume is electronic trading, not investors making long-term investment decisions. These traders are in control of the market and could sell off at the first excuse in the form of a negative economic number. So stay cool. Don't get sucked in yet. Remember, give up the first 20%, take the lion's share of the next 60%, and let the losers who ran to treasuries this year buy up the last 20% and be there for the next sell-off. Next up, gold fund outperforms. A fund called the Dynamic Gold and Precious Metals Fund, symbol DWGOX, is up twice as much. It's up 67% this year, twice as much as the S&P Gold Index. Its manager says it is it's a matter of buying small gold companies, the right ones of course, and having them bought out by larger gold companies. In fact, he expects a lot of M&A activity in the next few years in the gold mining business. This is as companies begin to build themselves into really big gold mining companies. Well, if they want to keep growing, they have to add new mines to their holdings, and this is how it's done. Now, it's worth taking a look at. Twice the return of the S&P Gold Index. Next up, a Dell insider sells a lot. William Gray, a director of Dell, sold 27,000 shares of Dell on August 26. He is the first insider to sell any stock since a planned sale last March. Some analysts believe this is a sign of not so good things to come for Dell. Dell stock has been drifting down for the past 5 years, and in their recent earnings report, gross margins were down too. Despite their recent positive efforts to buy 3Com, this selling may be a sign of things to come. In the past, when insiders sell at Dell, it's been a good idea to follow their lead. Next up, Morgan Keegan likes some regional banks. In a recent report, Morgan Keegan pointed out there's more clarity about the new banking regulations, which should help reduce concerns about capital requirements and free up cash for some regional leaders. They're also looking for more share buybacks, dividend increases, as well as stock prices to reflect an M&A premium, merger and acquisition premium, in anticipation of a rise in deal activity. They like M&I Bank, SunTrust, and Zions. By the way, M&I and Zions are two banks whose bonds I hold in the bond trader. It looks like banks are finally making a real comeback. Back to school shopping. The numbers for August for back to school shopping weren't too encouraging. Shoppers did spend more than last year, but they're still well below 2008's numbers. Expectations about future business and the employment situation have improved somewhat, but overall, consumers remain apprehensive about the future. One item from the report showed that parents are limiting buying items for themselves and instead spending their cash on their children. It looks like folks really are cutting back. All right, here it is, the Slap in the Face Award. This one I read, I was falling out of my chair laughing, so bear with me if I laugh a little. This week, it goes to the folks who decided to tell a judge, a federal judge, in several IRS cases, some of the most ridiculous excuses I've ever heard for not paying their taxes. This comes from a journal article about how to proceed if the IRS notifies you there's a problem with your return. These tidbits are taken from the things not to do section. Okay, one person, remember this is in a federal court, that it is voluntary to file a return. He told a judge this. Another told a federal judge, wages, tips, and other income aren't taxable. He's mistaken. And how about this one? A guy actually said this. I'm a resident of a state, but not the United States. Therefore, I don't owe this country anything. That's pretty funny, but here's the killer. The big winner was a guy who went to jail for 2 years for trying to bribe an IRS agent. He offered him $2,500 to reduce his amount owed from $50,000 to $500. But if that's not stupid enough, he offered pizza from his restaurant as an addition to the $2,500. I can't believe the agent didn't go for the pizza. I don't know about the money. Can you convict a guy for eating pizza as a bribe? I don't know. Anyway, we'll see you next week. Try to have a good weekend. For everybody here at IDE, I'm Steve McDonald. Thank you for being a part of us.